How's it going, everyone? Nick from Comic Culture here. Happy new comic book day. We're going to get into the comic book haul. What did I pick up this week? What am I reading? And what should you look forward to at Nick at Night, my weekly non-spoiler comic book review show coming up Saturday. Check it out. All right, welcome back. First, I want to give a big shout out to Cadets, Toys, and Comics. Links are down below in the description if you want to check them out. Appreciate them doing all the poll lists and everything. You guys are awesome, so thank you for doing that. Let's take a peek and see what I picked up this week. So, starting over in the big two, as we always do, we're going over to Marvel. We got some facsimile love here. We have Amazing Spider-Man Annual. This is issue number 1 from 1964. I have not read this book. I would love to read the old Spider-Man stuff, but I haven't gotten around to it yet, so I always take my chance whenever I can get it to pick up these facsimile things. And this is a thick boy too. So that is really, really cool. I might dip into that. I really want to read ASM from the start, but that's a lot of issues, man. It's like over 900 something issues. So we'll see. Maybe I'll piece it out over time. We have Daredevil issue number 2, Legacy 650. So we just started our new run. We have Elektra. We have Daredevil going after the Hand, setting up a base with Stick right now. Interesting book. This one seems oversized. It might be 32 pages, something like that. Or there's just a ton of ads in it. We will see what's going on in here, so I can't wait to see that. I'm looking forward to the crossover between Daredevil and Punisher, and I'm hoping we're heading in that direction anyway. That'll be really cool. We have this Art Adams X-Men number 13 cover. I didn't pick this one up. If you compare the size between these two books, it's pretty embarrassing, I think, on the X-Men side. We'll see what's going on. My interest in the X-Men, all the X-Men titles have been going down just a little bit because they can't seem to focus on a specific storyline. They seem to, I don't know, introduce 3 or 4 different concepts and kind of follow one, drop it for 2 or 3 issues, pick it back up for a moment. And now you got this whole Axe Eternals thing going on. And so, of course, it's a deviation from the normal stuff. And so, man, they really got to work on these X-Men books, I think. But we got issue number 13. We'll see if it's any good. We got Star Wars Mandalorian issue number 2. If you read if you watched the show, it's essentially the exact same thing. I mean, almost panel for panel. This is episode 2. We just met Grogu. This is his first full appearance, I believe. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, maybe pick this one up. This issue goes all the way through when they first meet to when Mandalorian kind of earns his sigil. You know what I mean? When he conquers that beast with the help of Grogu. So it's basically episode 2 in comic book form. Probably won't read it because I already know what goes on, but I might flip through it just to see how they interpret it. But that's what's going on there. I got this Choose Your Destiny Star Wars issue number 26. I've been collecting all these. This is a Blame Phable moment for sure. I've been getting all these. These are pretty cool. I haven't found the story at all, but those are definitely cover grabs. And that's actually it for Marvel. We're going to dip into DC next. We have Batman Superman World's Finest issue number 6. Man, we got Robin lost in time. And so, we have Dick Grayson. He's lost right now. We don't know where he is in the time stream. Can our heroes help him out? Can they do that? Hopefully they can. Kind of flipping through, it looks like they do catch up with them somehow, so we'll figure out how they do that in these pages. Then I got another facsimile. This is Sandman, issue number 1. So went ahead and got this one too. This is another series that I have not read, but I have I have the Omnibus number 1. I need to dive into that. I need to get into the show as well, because I hear the show is pretty cool. Let me know what you guys are thinking about Sandman. If you've been reading it, and if you've been watching the show, is it worth it? Let me know for sure. And that's it for the big 2. We're going to go over into some indie books next. We got like a hodgepodge of indie stuff this week, which is pretty cool. IDW, we have Dark Spaces Wildfire issue number 2. This is that Scott Snyder book. We have Hayden Sherman on here as well. Really interesting art style, cool premise. It's a Scott Snyder book, so it's going to be somewhat formulaic. It's going to read and sound kind of familiar. The storytelling, the way that he approaches it, is going to sound like any other Scott Snyder book, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, there's little consistency there. And this is an interesting story. So we'll see where this one goes from here. I liked issue number 1. We'll see if we can kind of keep up that pace though. And then we have a book from FMP. I don't know, guys. I'm too ignorant to understand. I just got Ronin, Frank Miller's Ronin. I think it's a 6-issue run, if I'm not mistaken. I just got that from a comic swap here at the shop, and they're putting out this $1 issue right here for Ronin Book 2. And so I don't know anything about this. I just picked it up because it had Frank Miller Ronin Book 2 on there. So I'm going to check it out. see what's going on. I don't know what to really expect, but I'll probably just put this in the back stack until I get around to reading Ronin, and I got this one right here to read after that. And then from AWA, we got New Think. This is issue number 3, compelling issue number 1 and 2. It kind of looks at the different things going on in society. I think the first issue, if I'm not mistaken, was all about technology and how it's evolved and integrated into our lives. The second issue is more about storytelling and the importance of that from like a cultural perspective and how it shouldn't necessarily be silenced, and the power behind all that. And so I don't really know what to expect from this one, but these are all very interesting cultural deep dives. And so this one will be kind of fun, a little bit like existential and weird to think about. So can't wait to get into that. And then from Vault Comics, we actually have Barbaric, Axe to Grind issue number 1. So this is another, I think this is actually the ongoing one that's just starting over again, if I'm not mistaken. We had a one-shot that came out a couple of weeks ago, which was kind of cool because it kind of filled in the gap from where we left off to versus where we are now. And so, yeah, we have Axe to Grind book number 1. Pretty cool thing. I liked how the first volume started. It kind of ended a little bit weak in my opinion, but it was still pretty good overall. So I would check that one out if I were you. And then we have Daniel Warren Johnson doing the story and the art with Mike Spicer on Do a Powerbomb issue number 3, one of the best books out right now. Issue number 2 had one of the craziest final pages in a comic that I've seen in a long time. From like a emotional perspective, not from like a crazy, just weird, gory kind of a perspective, because it is a wrestling book, so people have their assumptions, but from a twist perspective for sure. So I'm really anxious to get inside of here and see what goes on, because the story is actually pretty killer, and it's Daniel Warren Johnson, so you really got to check that one out. And then we have a Image book. We have Seven Sons issue number 3. I like the premise issue number 1. Issue number 2 kind of fell off a little bit for me, so we'll see how issue number 3 does, if it can kind of keep my interest. We have that Jay Lee art style in here. Cool premise, but I don't know. We'll see where it goes. We'll see. A book I've been stacking right now is Silver Coin. We're up to issue number 13. I need to sit down and get caught up with these because I actually enjoyed them a lot back in the day when I was current on these, but I'm probably 6 issues behind right now, and I've just been getting them just because. So I don't know. Michael Walsh doing the art for all these. Yeah, I need to get caught up on these. Let me know what you guys are thinking of Silver Coin, though, and should I prioritize those? One book that kind of came out of nowhere, and this is a blame Robbie at Pop Culture Philosophers, was Above Stakes issue number 2. Issue number 1 was pretty good. We have Sean Lewis and we have Hayden Sherman on the art, and it was quite a nice little surprise. Totally different than what I was expecting. I like the little commentary between our main character and this little like demon bird almost. The art style and the coloring style is really, really fun. It's really bright and vibrant, and the line work and the art itself is a little bit wonky, but it's really fun and it really works. So it was really interesting. So Above Snakes issue number 2, I would check that one out too. And then the last book we got this week from Image was Firepower. This is issue number 23. And yeah, this book has been getting better and better. We came off of our break with a couple weak issues, in my opinion. It's definitely picked it up from there, though, and I'm anxious to see what Owen and team can do inside of this issue. And I'm sure they're going to keep up the pace that they've set with all this different action and stuff. And just flipping through, it looks like it's going to read pretty quickly, I think, because there's not a whole lot of dialogue in these pages. But that's okay. The art style is really crazy in this book, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, that's what I got this week. I can't wait to get these books read. I'll let you know what I thought about them on Nick at Night coming up on Saturday night, my weekly non-spoiler comic book review show, so stay tuned for that. But as always, we appreciate you watching the video. Like, subscribe, share, hit the bell notification to be notified of future videos. I appreciate you. See you in the comments.